Hello there, guys. I'm here with my friend David.
Hello.
And I am in Massachusetts right now. This is my first time being in Massachusetts, and I'm really excited to see some cool birds. I've already seen my first tufted titmouse off camera. That was really cool. And we're here at some trail. I forget the name.
I don't know the name of it.
I forget the name. It will be up on the screen, but we're going to see what cool guys are out here. We're also going to see some other cool birds that are in the region as well. Like I know there's a barnacle goose, and we might see a pink-footed goose as well that are in Massachusetts. And yeah, we'll see what we can find here on this trip.
Yeah, it's my first time birding.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So me and David continued down this little trail here and had a great time observing all the different birds that were hanging out in kind of the marshy pond region. Just nothing too crazy we saw here, typical birds you'd expect for this time of year in this location. So I don't really have too much to add here other than just some of the footage of the birds we saw. The next day we visited the Quabbin Reservoir and walked along the Windsor Dam. Didn't really see that many birds, it was mostly just these common mergansers, but that was fine. We didn't really go there for this to be a spot to bird anyways. But the next day we decided it was time to head to a more major birding location and try to find the barnacle goose. Okay, we are now a few days into the trip, and I'm here with my chaperone, David.
Hello.
And we are now going to see the aforementioned barnacle goose. It's like an hour and a half away.
Yes.
Hopefully, it will be visible when we see it and we get some good views of it. So, should be a fun time.
It'll be sick.
After we montaged our way through the rural roads of Massachusetts, we finally arrived at our location. Okay, so we're now in like the general region where the barnacle goose has been sighted. So we're going to start checking all the fields. We did see a field of Canada geese back there. Didn't see the barnacle goose in there though. But we're going to start checking around all the random fields and see if we can see anything. Get that right?
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay, so there's hardly any geese in these fields out here. Yeah, there's just a couple Canadas. So we're going to go check out this, I think it's called Warner's Pond. We're going to go check that out because it's been seen there. And that's going to be kind of our next best hope, and we'll see what we do after that if it's not there. After we arrived at Warner's Pond, we were a little disappointed that we didn't see a giant flock of geese that was sitting there, and we were getting worried that we might not be able to find anything. But then we heard some Canada geese calling from across the pond. So there are several Canada geese out here across this pond, as you can see, but none of them are very visible from here, and they're kind of behind a bunch of foliage. So it could be that the barnacle goose is hanging out with them, and we just don't see it. So we're going to see if we can get a different angle on them, maybe if we can view this field from a different spot. We then proceeded to montage down the path to do just that. And though we did find some ring-billed gulls in the field, we did not see any geese other than the Canada geese, which was a little disappointing. But then as we were observing some of the robins that are next to the field, I noticed a flash of white dart into a nearby bush. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a piebald robin. Look at that.
That's cool. I've never seen anything like that before.
That's crazy. Yeah, all of our disappointment in not seeing the barnacle goose was immediately removed upon finding this guy. I mean, just what a cool find. We had no idea this thing was going to be here. In fact, I'd never even seen like pictures or anything of a piebald robin before. I've looked up some stuff now, but this guy really caught us off guard and was by far the highlight of the entire trip for me. I wish we could have observed it for longer, but unfortunately it soon flew off into the nearby trees and it never made a reappearance, even though we waited for it. So, figuring it probably wasn't going to get any better here, we decided it was time to head off to find a new spot. Okay, so this trail has not been fruitful in the barnacle goose. We were able to see some more of the Canada geese, but it was kind of made up for because we just saw a piebald robin.
I didn't even know that could be a thing.
Yeah, no, and that was super cool, super unexpected. He just showed up out of nowhere. I saw a bird with white fly by, and I was like, oh, what is that? That can't be one of the robins. Then I look at him, just like, wait, that's a robin, but it's got a bunch of white on it. Yeah, that was really, really cool. So we're gonna get another angle, see if we can maybe find this barnacle goose still. I don't have a ton of hope at this point. But at any rate, that piebald robin kind of made up for it, even if I don't get to see it. So that was really cool. Okay, so we didn't see the barnacle goose, unfortunately. We tried looking for it in the fields, but we didn't see it. It was, who knows where it was. It wasn't where we looked, at least. But we've now stopped at, like, there's a couple ponds here called Bartlett Pond and like another one. And we're going to see what stuff is hanging out here to kind of help make the most of the day and try to see as much stuff as we possibly can. So you ready, David?
I'm all set.
He's all set.
Let's go.
Though it didn't have a piebald robin, Bartlett Pond also turned out to be a pretty cool spot because I was able to see 2 lifers there. I was able to get my lifer mute swan. There was a couple that were swimming out in the pond. Mute swans are non-native to the East Coast. They're native to Europe, but the East Coast has got a pretty sizable population of them. They were one that I was hoping to see, so I was very happy to get another waterfowl off my list. Then in some of the bushes, we were able to find 2 American tree sparrows, which was another lifer for me. Though they're not an East Coast exclusive, this was my first time I'd ever been able to see some. And it was pretty darn cool to finally get this fairly commonish sparrow off the list. But that basically wraps up the trip. I didn't film an outro because we were planning on going to some more birding spots after this, but due to weather and other reasons, we weren't really able to make it happen. So this was basically the end of the major birding journey in Massachusetts, but still I had a great time there. It was unfortunate that I was only able to be there for such a short period of time. I wish I could have been there longer. Wish I could have been there a little bit later in the year when they get a bit more migrants and stuff. But unfortunately, I don't get to choose when spring break is. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Wow, you won't hear any of this audio, but look at that, man. There's a town down there.
You should just put that at the end, like after a black screen.
Absolutely, and you too will be at the very end.
With the suggestion, I'm so